Right, well, howdy, partners. Do you know, I had a bit of fun. I did a little tutorial, kind of tutorial-ish, saying about sort of basic things in Elite Dangerous, and I quite enjoyed doing that time actually. See all my little bobbleheads on the thing there. They're all looking rather nice. All these things are all in sort of, they're actually suspended above the cockpit. So when all these things turned off, it's just a flat cockpit with no displays. All the displays are just hovering in space. So yeah, I did enjoy just that little bit of fun that we did earlier. Now I've turned everything. It's still on manual, and what I've done is I've gone into the starport services. We'll do something a little bit different this time than what I did before. And what I did was I went into the commodities market, and we're an extraction economy at this particular base. And then what I did was I actually bought some goods. Now I did a comparison. You can actually do a comparison. So if I do say search a market, I can search a particular system. Now Earth is in the Sol system. Oh, I spelt that wrong. What a stupid boy I am. Okay, like that. And this will come up with all the stations in the Sol system. Now the Sol system is the system which our planet is in, and our sun is in the Sol system. So these are all the space stations in the Sol system. And I think this is the Japanese one, and there's a Scots key there. But these are all the stations in. There's Abraham Lincoln one, so that's the one for Earth. So we can look, and if we look at the suggested market there, and then we hit apply, we can see the profit and loss. So if we buy an item from here, we can see the profit and loss in those particular systems. Okay, if we do the comparison one. Okay, so we're going to apply that. So now if we buy it here, we will see the amount of profit we make at that particular station. Now the Earth system is a system which is slightly different, but it's not extraction, so we should make a profit. So what I did was I bought some gold, and if we flick all the way down here, we'll see like a red arrow. Now if I buy it here, I should make a profit in on Earth. Okay, that is what it says. So profit if bought it, that is going to be a certain amount, I hope. Now it could change, of course. Demand may go up or down. Now another thing I wanted to show you was the crew lounge. Now if we go to the crew lounge, we can employ co-pilots. Now at the moment I think these only go into the sort of the little ship fighter that you got with your ship. If you've got a ship fighter, you can hire up to 3 crew. So you can actually hire a crew here. There's Teresa Warren, who's a completely harmless, so she's useless. Then we have a mostly harmless. We have and she wants a 4% profit share. That one only wants a 2%. So you could, not only have you got to pay her a certain amount of money per week or whatever it is, she also takes a little share of your profits, and you can go right up to expert here, and they want a bigger chunk, and they cost a lot of money, and you can actually hire these people and put them into these slots. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. If you discover a place, well, last time we discovered did a little bit of discovery. Now, to actually sell this stuff, we have to be 20 plus light years away from where you traded from. So we cannot sell this yet because we're not 20 light years away from the system, because we are actually in the same system. Okay? So I looked on the mission board, and I couldn't see anything that was going into, the Earth system. So I kind of looked through here. I couldn't see any that said Sol. So I mean, they do refresh every now and again, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to show any. But I just very quickly look. No, it doesn't look as though it's changed. So there's nothing that is wanted in the system that we've got here. Okay, now what I've done is I've gone into the galaxy map and already chose that destination. So all you would do is, if I press and hold the Y button and open the galaxy map, what I did was, if you go to this here, you can put in here a system, and I put in the Sol system, and then once we're in there, and if we move up, we can, the Sol system is right here, look, whoops, okay, just here. So if we kind of get this over the spot, and what it does is that locks into that planet, and I locked into a certain one in that system, and I think I locked into Mercury or something. Okay, and then this is going to take 1, 2, 3 jumps to get there, so it's not actually very far away. So that's all just been locked in. You could also choose, whether you want to do it economically, which might mean it'd be an extra jump, but it'll try and keep it within the confines of your range. I'm going to go for the fastest route because that's the shortest. It means I won't be quite so economical, but I'll get there quicker. It'll do it in less jumps. If you have one of these special synthesis things where you can put a boost on it, then you might just get an extra boost. Okay, but I didn't bother with any of that junk. Okay, so anyway, we're all set to go. We're all in manual. Okay, so everything's set. It tells me my next jump is CD Ceti. Our destination is Sol, and we're going to take 3 jumps to get there. Okay, and if we look down at that's the local star. These are planets, and these are stations on the planet. So that's where we were when we finished off last time. We landed on this particular one. And if we keep on going, these are all the things in our system, and these are the ones we didn't explore. Alright, so there was quite a lot we didn't explore. So there's quite a lot of things in the system that we didn't explore. If we keep on going, then we get to the systems. Okay, and our particular system is probably right at the bottom, which is our next system that we're jumping to. Alright, it's going to be on there somewhere. Yeah, there it is. There's CD Ceti. Okay, so that is what we're doing. So first of all, we need to, now we can either do launch, or we can do return to the surface, but if you do launch, that will take us to the surface anyway. And as I said before, if we press and hold down the jump panel here, we can flick between these screens, and we press B to go back. That's telling us the name of the station there. Oh yeah, I do quite enjoy it. I mean, I do come back to Elite Dangerous every now and again, but it does demand a bit of your time. It is more of a simulation. Okay, so hopefully this won't be too loud. And then what we do is I usually point up in like a 90 degrees, give ourselves a nice 90 degrees, and that would get us out the fastest. And then we're gonna take our landing gear away by, if we if I hold B, you see our landing gear is pressing D down on the D-pad. So I've removed that, and you'll see the blue light there, where next to just below the mass locked is now. Now we've got a full speed, and we can use our boost to get there as fast as possible. And just noticed our little surface thing there gradually increasing in height rapidly. And don't forget, we can switch to our cockpit view, and if we rotate around like this, we can see ourselves leaving the planet and leaving the station. So we've still got all that stuff. We can still look at this outside camera. Okay, we'll keep on going. We're still, fairly... Now, once we're out of mass lock, you'll see the mass lock blue button is now gone. We can press Y. Okay, now, the actual destination that we want is actually obstructed by a planet or something at the moment. So if we have a look around, yeah, it's actually obstructed by the planet that we're on. Okay, so we cannot lock onto it until we can actually see it. So let's get back to sort of 90 degrees ish, and we just keep on boosting for a minute. Now eventually we'll get to a height where we can go into orbital cruise, and then I'll show you what orbital cruise is. Now of course, people who know Elite Dangerous probably think, what a mug this guy is. I'm not perfect. I admit I'm not perfect. Now, I think we can probably, well, maybe not. But what I can do is, if I press that, I can enter Super Cruise, and then I can press that instead. So in other words, instead of pressing the other button, the one that takes you to the system, I can't lock onto it because it's blocked by the planet, but I can go into this quick mode here. Okay. Now, when it gets high enough, okay, if we keep on going, now we can't do the boost thing anymore, so we're just going to get faster and faster. Alright, and our planet is to our right there, somewhere. There's the planet disappearing into view, and eventually it'll unblock our destination. You see our destination is over there, I think. And eventually we'll come into orbital cruise. Now once we're in orbital cruise mode, we can turn back towards the planet, like so, and now we can, what that means is we can cruise around the planet much faster.
Orbital flight
Okay?
engaged.
So now we're going around planet and we're in orbital cruise, okay? And when we're in the, by the way, when we're in the blue line on the those digits at the top there, that means we can go faster and faster. Now we're heading towards the system that we want. We can press Y to engage our hyperspace. And we'll get our countdown. Make sure we are on full throttle, so right button to the right to the very top. We're locked in.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
And off we go. Galaxies, and well, not galaxies, but well, some galaxies flying by there, some debris and whatever. Now we're in manual here, so we could crash into the sun.
System scan complete.
And of course that will totally destroy us. So we got to be careful. Right, our next, now these systems are all pre-locked in. Once you set a destination, it will preload the next destination in, so you don't have to redo it each time. So we now tune into the next one, and as long as we're not mass locked, which we're not because this is Mass Effect, we can now press Y to charge to the next system while still looking around at the same time. So it won't take very long, it's just 3 jumps. And if we look to our left, you'll see that it's jumping to Ys. And we could cancel that if we want, and it's got 2 jumps now. Okay? And we've got to throttle up because I was not on full throttle, it did not engage properly into hyperspace. So I hope you can hear me. I think it was most of the time you could hear me okay, but now and again it did drop a little bit, but I think it's probably because my voice just wanders down. Now that is the star in the distance that we're heading for. Okay, it was a slightly different kind of star. Now I'm going to slow right down. Now it says that we've discovered this particular system. Okay, now if I head to and look at the sun, you notice this one is slightly different. This is a different kind of sun. And if we go to the map here, and I don't think we're heading towards it, so hopefully. So yes, we can again. Now they're always like asteroidal, what do you call it, debris or whatever floating around, and you can mine this stuff, by the way. And these are all the planets, and the blue ones are the ones we can land on. The others are not because they've got a low or some kind of atmospheric whatever. Okay, right, so we've done 2 jumps. Now we're going to come up to our last jump, which of course is Sol, which, if you don't know, is the name of our system. Actual real scientists, this is our system. So we know it's the sun, but in scientific terms, this is Sol. Oh, we're a little bit close to the to that sun. So unfortunately, the gravity of that sun has pulled us in slightly. So we're slightly mass locked here. So we're just gonna try and get a little bit further away. Now our FSD, our frame shift drive, we cannot employ it yet because it has a cooldown because obviously it got very hot while it was trying to get us here. So it's going to take a little while. So I'm going to just, once that blue goes out and says that the cooldown is finished, okay, then we can sort of charge it back up again. I won't lock onto Sol yet. I just make sure I'm in a safe distance because I'm too close to this sun. As you can see, we are too close to that sun there. We've got to throttle up.
4, 3, 2.
Right, see, we are getting pulled in by this sun, so we'll actually destroy our ship. Now we're dangerously high and it could cause some damage here, but we can do a heat sink. So we've got to change to that mode. We can do a heat sink, which I think that's the one that we've got so far. We can switch to cockpit mode. Well, we should cool down. Now we can sort of head towards our planet again. And now we should be safely far away from that thing that we can. And then we're going to take off that mode there. We're going to make sure our stuff is put away. And then we're going to hit our frame shift ride. And we're going to head for Sol. We're going to have a little look at Sol and look at some of the planets in there, because this replicates the universe as we know it. I mean, there are a few names invented, because obviously we haven't been to all of them in real life. We've got to throttle up, of course. So the ones that we don't know, but all the rest are scientifically here. And in fact, some of the main things that are in, apart from the International Space Station, of course, because this is all in the future, about in the year 2030 or something. So the ones that we don't know, they made up names. Now, and here's the sun, of course. Now, we mustn't get too close to it. So here we are in the Sol system. Okay, now I'm going to slow right down. Now, we could get attacked. And here is our beautiful sun, which is enormously bright. And we could get very close to that if you like. And we could... Now, I've been here before, so they should all be identified, these planets. So if we look in here, yeah, look, we've already got them. So we've already... Now, I'm going to go to Mercury. I think we can land on Mercury. I'm not sure, so I'm going to lock it. Let me just check our system map. So here is Sol, obviously. We can zoom in like this. And we can actually land on Mercury. And there is a couple of stations there. Okay, and we can pick one of these two stations. Now, to our left there, if we move across, we can see information about this. So we can see all the different factions, who it's controlled by. That's a particular person called, from the Federation. I think it's the Federation. Yeah, the Federation. The controlling faction is Mother Gaia. So we got all this kind of rubbish. And we got the Sol Workers Party, democracy, of course. And then we can also, if we go to the top, we can switch to the orrery map, of course. So we can see, and these are the real orbits in real life, of course. So these are the real orbits of our planets. And these are scientifically accurate, by the way, because this is a game which is also a simulation. So we've got all these things all done for you. These are all real orbits in real space. Okay. If we switch to this, it tells you about each one. So if we move to each one, like say Saturn, it will tell us all the features: its radius, its gravity, blah blah blah, atmosphere, all that kind of junk. All right. You can also have a bookmark. If you put a bookmark down, it will also show you the bookmarks. And these are all the stations, ports and landfall planets that you can land on. Okay, so why don't we click on this one? Okay, if we zoom in here, like so. I'm not sure if we can hang on, let me switch to the other, because I find the orrery map is good, but it can be a bit confusing. I should be able to land on this planet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick, say, Well, actually, I'm just going to land somewhere. I'm not even going to pick anything. We're just going to head towards Mercury. And we're going to look at all these little planets in turn. Alright, so we're going to throttle up. And we are on full manual control here, although we're not in, like, we've got an automatic thrusters on, so we're not going to go fully into that, because that would really make it a simulation. And we're going to go full blast here towards this on Super Cruise, which is like a fraction of the speed of light, as opposed to the speed of light, which is hyperspace. Now, as soon as we get to about 8 seconds, we must start dropping to keep that number stable. You see, 7 seconds. We want to keep it around about that mark. If not, we will smash straight into it, or we will fly straight past it. Okay? So we're going to slow right down in a minute. We don't want to hit it, obviously. There are 6 signals on board. 6 of them are human. Okay, so we're going to land on this planet. Okay, and we're trying to land on the light side. Well, it should be, because the sun should be behind us. Look at our thing here. The sun is that great big thing at the bottom of the map there. So we're heading towards Mercury in the daylight. Okay. Now, as I say, this is also a kind of simulation. So what we can do is, as we approach Jupiter, I do believe we've already done a scan of it. Okay, so I think, now let me try and get this right. If we come out of our mode here and we enter FSD mode, I think it's that mode, or is it this one? I can't remember. But there's a certain mode where now, I can't remember. It's been a while since I played this game, but there is a way of... I think it's... Oh, I think we've got to be in Super Cruise. To, right, we're gonna... Got to throttle up first. Now, we've got to be a bit careful, because we don't want to hit it, obviously. Now, I am a little bit rusty on this game, so I'm not sure whether this is going to work well. But we should be able to now do the FSD. Okay, now we do an energy pulse first of all, and press and hold A. Okay, and then we've got our thing. Now I can't remember how we do this, but apparently there's a way of sending, doing like a pulse, like a, I'm trying to remember now. It's usually to the far left for that. Oh, these are just sort of signals, so you can just go up to them. I showed you a little bit of this last time, but these are mostly signals. Now, there is a way of sending probes, and I can't remember how to do it. Now, how do you do probes? I cannot remember how we do probes, but apparently there's a way of doing probes. Now, how do we do that? Let me have a look at the... Yeah, honestly, I can't remember. But there is a way of doing probes somehow, but I can't remember how you do it now. Right, I can't remember. Okay, forget that. But yeah, apparently there is. And now I can't. It could be that I haven't got a button that's. But you can send a little probe. It will sort of analyze the planet, and when you've got 99%, it fills in all the details that are on that planet. So anyway, let's go back to what we were doing, which was heading towards Mercury. Although I just turned it off. So that's kind of dumb. Yeah, I'm a little bit out of practice with this game, unfortunately. So yeah, you have to excuse me while I'm being an idiot.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right,
4,
I'll get there
2,
eventually.
1. Engage.
And then we're gonna just keep that in the blue zone, okay? And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna gradually approach it like this. Now we don't want to. There was a crashed ship there apparently. Let's lock onto this crashed ship. Now we want to come in at a nice low angle, otherwise, you know, we're going to end up with, you know, we'll come in too steep and we won't be able to get that sort of glide in, which makes it get there a lot quicker. Okay, so we're coming in. This is a low atmosphere. Well, I can't remember. Is there an atmosphere in Mercury? Who knows? But we're coming in here. And when we get to, a bit hard to see there, but you'll see in a minute it say drop DRP. So soon we're going to get into DRP. So we just keep it nice and central. Keep it roughly in the middle of the screen there. And then it will hit that drop. And we can look around, you know, have a little look around like this while we're approaching. And this will sort of boost us a little bit if we go into the blue area. This is kind of like an orbital cruise mode. And as long as we're not in the drop phase, we can stay in this orbital cruise mode, which means we can just zoom around a bit quicker. And the nearer I get to 0, the faster it will go. But we don't want to go too fast, because in a minute it's going to drop, and I want to be heading straight for that spot. So once you've gone into the FSS mode, you know, this mode here, FSS, and you've sort of scanned your planet or whatever, then it will pick up points of interest. Okay, now we're going to drop from orbital cruise, and now we're sort of gliding in using the, you know, our wings of our craft. And this will boost us there a lot quicker than we would normally. Okay, now we want to stay in the blue area. Okay, and we want to be sort of nicely pointed at that spot. But what it will do, this will glide and give us sort of a boost towards it. If we try and do this manually, it'll take a little while. So it's gonna pull us in a little bit quicker on this special glide mode. So we're sort of just gliding at the moment. We're not using our engines really, or barely any. Just a slight assist. And this will pull us in close enough that we don't have to spend hours to get in there. My audio is a little bit loud, so I'm going to turn it down in my ear because it's a bit loud in my headphones. Okay, right, now we can boost forward as fast as we like because we're out of that particular mode, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get there. We've got to be 7.5 kilometers before we can actually land at this site. And any points of interest will come up as a blue circle on the radar below you, and we can adjust the radar distance, I do believe. We can sort of, you know, do this. See those blue areas? Those are points of interest. Alright, I'm going to put it on the maximum one, and somewhere down here is a crashed ship. Now before we actually just wander around the planet in the vain hope we might pick up something, but now once we've analysed this particular planet with those probes, it will pick up anything that's in the thing, or if you're in the FSD mode, you've done the explore thing. Now we're getting very close to this crashed ship now, so we've got to watch our speed and our height, and say it's 900 meters, so we want to start slowing down now. Okay, and obviously we don't want to hit the surface, so we're going to slow right down here. We're only 300 meters from the ground, so we've got to be a little bit careful here. But I still want to be heading towards it. Okay, there it is. We're just going to head a little bit away from the ship. Okay, right, we're going to go a little bit more forward. Okay. We're almost there. So it was a little bit more interesting. So this is kind of one of the good things about these, you know, landing on planets is this kind of stuff. It's quite cool. Right, now we're going to level off here. Alright, and get on 0. And then what we're going to do is put our landing gear down. Then we'll be in landing mode. Okay, so our landing gear has been deployed.
Landing
And now
gear
we can
deployed.
just use our right stick. We can just pull down, and we would just pull down. As we get near the surface, you see that alignment thing? Now we're going a bit too quick, so it will tell us to slow down a little bit. Don't want to be going too fast. Like so. There's actually a base here. There's a... So we might have to be a bit careful because, you know, if this is like security, they might tell us to move away. There we go, we've landed. So now that we've landed, I can go to... Oops, wrong one. Hang on, I've got to find out which one it is. It's the roll panel. We go down here. Now, I just showed you this bit where you can swap to the SRV, but our helm is us, of course. This is we are novice on Explorer. These are the fighters, so we have a fighter on us, which we haven't at the moment. This is our SRV. This is our crew, so if we've got any crew, it'll tell you the crew, and this is like help stuff. Okay, so we can switch to our thingy like we did last time. We're going to deploy it, and it will do a very short loading screen as you transfer from the top to the bottom. Okay, our handbrake is on. So we're going to release our handbrake, and if it says blue board ship, we can then just hit this roll panel thing again, and we can go up. Okay, so we can go back up and go back in the ship. But we're going to start moving away like this. And we're actually exiting from the rear of the ship. So the actual target, instead of being on our, on our right, you notice our thing is now picking up stuff. Now, it should be on... So now we're sort of facing the front end of the craft. Now we can see the things in front of us. Now, hopefully, we're not... This is not a restricted area. So if we scan here, there's a skimmer here. Now, we've got to watch it. If we get within a certain distance, they may sort of, ward us away from this particular site. So we'll just see what happens. And you notice it's picking up a few signals here. There's kind of some cargo there. We can track these skimmers. Now, let me see. I still can't remember how to turn the assist on and off. Not sure which button it is. Ah, yeah. Okay, drive assist. So what that means is if I set the throttle, it will stay at that particular speed. So this is okay. So that's how we do it. And what we do is we press B and then we press RB for drive assist. Now, if these are enemies or whatever, we can actually, we might get into trouble, but we can destroy these skimmers and maybe pick up any cargo or whatever, which is sort of hanging around here. Alright, so if I look around, there might be some cargo over here. See, there's a cargo right there, so this is cargo that we could pick up. Okay, right. Okay, once we move out of the area, then we're not going to be in trouble. So, but we could, get into trouble here. Now, are there ships here? That is the problem. If there's just skimmers, we may be fine. Let me just check our system. See if there's any details about it that maybe says we can whether we can actually sort of get this stuff. We might, because we might be able to destroy these. I'm very tempted to destroy them. Now, we've got to go into combat mode, which is this. Okay. So I could, and what it'll do, it will lock in on these things. So I could pick that skimmer. Alright, and then we can... Now we've got to watch it doesn't fire our ship, but I can start firing at this guy. And then I can... There's another one coming. Right, now we've got to be careful now because it will only lock in when we're within a certain distance, so... Okay, there's another one. Now, I don't think there's any more. Now, the only way we can find out is to go here, and we can see if there are any other. And there aren't any other things here. So now that we've done that, we can pick, say, a cargo rack. So we've destroyed the skimmers that are guarding this particular thing. So we might get a wanted thing. So we might get a wanted sign. So I'm playing it a little bit dangerous here. So I'll probably get a fine for this. But I'm now listed as wanted, so ships can attack me now. Is there another one which... Right, I'm trespassing. So I'm getting fines now. So I've been a very naughty boy apparently. Now what I can do now is I can do the cargo scoop and get on it. It sounds like it's in French. And then I can pick up this canister. There we go, like that. And I've been a very, very naughty boy. It seems like it's in French. I feel like maybe for some reason, and let me just pause this. I got an awful feeling, you know, that I've got French. Have I got French on here or something? Let's have a look. Audio. Tweak sound and volume. Just variety camera settings. Let me check on this. I got a feeling I've picked French or something. Can't be that. Is it controls? I've no idea. I've no idea. It's all in French apparently. So I don't know what's happened there because it didn't used to be in French. But it looks like for some reason we have the wrong thingy. I've no idea. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we're going to head back to our ship because now that we've broken the law, we better get back kind of sharpish. And there is a kind of boost, and I think my default settings have been changed again because normally I press B and it gives me the boost up into the air, but it looks like that has changed again. So I'm just going to try and find out which one it is, see if it's any of these. No idea. So I don't know what button it is now. They've obviously changed it. So we're going to head towards our ship here. We can tell the ship to just go out of range, so if it was being attacked, I can tell it to buzz off and come back later. Now I can enter it from the front or the back. Prefer to enter from the front, but... And I'm going to turn the lights down a bit like this, although I better have it on a little bit. So we can have it on low, high, or off. So I just turn it down a little bit. And then we're going to just slow down just a shade. And we can sort of just line up fairly central with this thing. You don't have to be perfectly exact. Okay, let's come in nice and gentle, maybe a little bit slower. And then we're going to slam the handbrake on as soon as we're sort of roughly underneath it. So we've got board ship come up. Then if we press, let's see, A and, hang on, X and down, we go to the roll panel. And then what we can do is we can transfer the cargo from here, and we've got some palladium. Okay, we can, and then we've got transferred that to there, and we've now got to press the transfer button to complete the transfer of that. Okay, so if we look on our left now and look at our inventory, you'll see that our it is actually empty now. So you've got to make sure you press transfer after you've done that. Alright, and then we're going to go back to here and we're going to click on our SRV and tell it to board the ship. And again, we can sort of look around as we're doing it and see we're coming inside the ship here. And hopefully we'll be able to do this manually when the new DLC comes out next year, which is Odyssey. Okay, now we're going to push forward to take off, and it will just charge up through the engines there. And then we're going to point up, and usually if we go up at about 90 degrees, that'll give us a beautiful exit from this planet. So we're going to take our landing gear off, because otherwise we won't go at full speed. And we're going to push up. We're going to... we're mass lock, so we've got to boost away from the planet a minute. And then I'm going to go into this... where is it? This one. Switch camera mode, and we're going to right click so that we can look around. And we can see ourselves leaving the planet in beautiful... the triggers are up and down. We can see ourselves exiting from the planet, and we can go a little bit of a distance away. You know, we're not locked in to be really, really close, but we can go a certain distance away, which is quite nice. And we can also zoom in and out, of course. We can do kind of stuff like that. Alright, so it's nice that we've got all this kind of stuff where we can zoom in and out and whatever. It's really nice, and we are actually in the cockpit there. There we go. So we're very small, as you can see. So you get beautiful views like this, and the detail on the planet are really good now in this game. They're really cool and really nicely fleshed out. So they look really realistic. Excellent. And it is based on our real planets. So they are pretty true to what our real planets are. Now if I right click, I can switch to the other modes again, is it? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, let's keep on boosting. Now we're out of mass lock, so now we can...
Drive charging.
This is that we've got to head in that direction to go directly away from the planet, of course.
1. Engage.
I take it we are still stream. It does say it's doing it, so I'll... but we are now at the mercy of other people. So... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to come out of that. I made a slight mistake there. So I've got to wait for the cooldown. Now, what I'm going to do now is... Let's go and... let's go to the next planet. Let's see, the next planet in the system is going to be what? Venus, is it? And of course, there's an orbital space station there, Daedalus. Venus, now, that's got an atmosphere. Okay, a thicker atmosphere, so we cannot land on that. Okay, but we can have a look at it. So we're going to point at it, and then we line up that little dot in that small circle there with the crosshair. Alright, and then we're going to go into Super Cruise.
4,
Make sure you're full volume.
2, 1. Engage.
And we can rotate, and if we go into this blue area here, we can rapidly go around this planet. So this is the orbital cruise where, you know, if it's a long way, it's on the other side of the planet, we can go into that. But as soon as we turn away, we don't get orbital cruise. Or put it this way, we don't. It goes down, slows down considerably. Right, so now we're going towards Venus. It won't take too long because they're all fairly close together, apart from the outer planets. So I'm going to line in right up on that line there. Now I'm wanted now, so that means somebody could attack me. But I'm in solo mode, I'm not in multiplayer. But any multiplayer out there, another player who's, you know, I've now got a wanted thing and I've got to pay off a fine. And if I go into here... where are we? Transactions, and we go into here. You notice we've got a fine. We've got a fine by the Roughnecks. Now I can lock onto that ship there, and hopefully it's harmless. Oh, it's just shot off the screen because that's because it's come out of Super Cruise, so now we can't track it anymore. And these are all the celestial bodies that are in the area at the moment. If you look on the old thing, there's lots of planets here, obviously, plus all the little moons that are going around it. But we're getting fairly close now to Venus, so we're just going to a little close look at each one. That is the sun, of course, there, I do believe. At least I think it's the sun. I'm not sure. Yes, it is. Right, don't forget when we get to 8 seconds, we have to slow down to the middle of that blue area, otherwise we'll get pulled in way too fast. We're going to switch to our next target. We can scan these ships. Right, and then we're going to go back to there and we're going to quickly slow down so that we keep it a nice stable sort of. If it goes any lower, we may have to go a bit lower again, but we must stay at a sort of stable 7 or 8 seconds. And that will pull us in to Venus. And we're going to have a little look at Venus now. We can't land on Venus because it's got an atmosphere. And we're not allowed to land on atmospheres yet, but we will be able to. But well, it looked like the trailer they were showing looked like they were landing on a planet with low atmospheres, so we might be able to land on Venus when this DLC comes out. Although this has got quite a thick atmosphere, and I got a feeling it's only going to be sort of low atmospheres, so we may still not be able to land on Venus, but maybe land on one of the other ones like Mercury or something. It's very low. Although it doesn't have one, I don't think. So let's slow down a bit more. And as you can see, it's got a real horrible cloud of muck. So we can't actually land on it, but we can take a sort of close look at it. And it's covered in cloud, CO2. But at least we can sort of fly close. Now, when it goes red, so you see that large ball that's on our scanner now. You see it's a large ball there, getting bigger and bigger. That's okay as long as it stays orange. If it goes red, it means we start to be pulled in a little bit, because obviously it has gravity. But you see it's covered in lots of cloud and muck. So now we're red. Let's see, we've been affected by gravity. Okay, so we gotta be a little bit careful. We want to speed away a little bit. Right, where should we go to next? Let's see. Now, I won't go to a space station yet, but why don't we travel now to Earth and have a look at the old Earth system? And then we'll go to a station and we'll sell those goods, and hopefully we've made a profit, and hopefully the prices haven't gone down or something by the time it took us to get there. So I can go up to full maximum now on speed, and then we'll have to pay off our fine, of course. We've still got our gold. We've still got this palladium. Now, when we enter the, I don't know what they're going to do because we're wanted. They may, pick a fight with us. If so, we might get destroyed. But we can, if we zoom in really quick. So if we actually get in that station remarkably quick before they can scan, we might get away with it. Or they could ban us from coming in because we've been naughty. Now, Earth is a mother gear. It's an Earth-like world. That's because it's called Earth. So we're trying not to do any long-distance travelling because, that would be boring, wouldn't it? And as I said, this game can take a while to get places sometimes. So I don't know why, but I like having the line straight up, so it means it's easier for me to bung it into the middle of the thingy, as I said last time. Right, we're coming in now. When we get to about 10 seconds, we're going to start thinking about slowing down and getting to the middle of that blue area. Otherwise, it's going to pull us in too quick and we'll fly straight past. Or hit it. Although, it will slow us down before we hit it. Now, we may have overshot. Yeah, I've overshot. Because I didn't slow down in time. Okay, so now I've been a naughty boy. It means I've now got to go back. and do that again, because I came in too fast. Now what is this here? Oh, that's one of the moons. Oh, that's our moon. Actually, let's land on the moon. That's a great idea, that is. Now, where's the sun? It's over that way, isn't it? Well, unless, of course, you think the Earth is flat. But as you can see, I think this absolutely proves that the Earth is round, because this is a full life, you know, this is real life. This is our own solar system. It's modeled exactly on our solar system. The planets look exactly like our solar system. So everything is modeled on real world. This is not made up stuff. And the only stuff that's made up is stuff outside of our system, which we haven't been to yet. Well, yeah, we're going to land. So this is an exact copy of the map of the moon. Now, I don't know whether there are sites on here, like, say, the moon landing. Maybe there is. I don't know. Let me slow right down and go to the... Here, actually, we see if there is any points of interest on here. Are you telling me I can't land on it? Oh, can I not land on the moon? I thought it was one of the... Oh, we obviously can't. That's because it's got a very low atmosphere. Oh, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Let me do that again. Where are we? The moon. It's a rocky world. Orbital period, volcano, atmosphere type. It says no atmosphere. Why can't we land on this planet then? Because we should be able to land on the moon. So I'm surprised that we can't land on the moon here. Because we should be able to. So yeah, I am surprised at that. So it's obviously locked off at the moment until maybe on the next DLC we'll be alright. But yeah, this is our real moon. Obviously we can't land on it yet. That's a bit of a shame. So let's go to the next one. But that's a little view of the moon. Then we'll have a little look at the Earth now. Just down that way. Now we're getting pulled in a little bit by the moon. I thought it was only atmosphere ones that we were banned from, but looks like maybe we're not allowed to go on this whole solar system at the moment. Maybe that's to come in the future, hopefully. I do hope we can land on them, it'd be great. It'd be great! I'll soon find out, because in here it will say like landable places. So if we go to, say, the moon like that, are there any landfall planets here? No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's a shame. That's a shame. Oh, I've gone past it. I flew past it, unfortunately. Sorry, we went past the Earth there. Right, here we go. Let's get them this side. Yeah, look, the Earth is round. I did tell you. Now, this particular spot here, this new leadership thing, these are little points of interest, I do believe. And there we go, we're flying over the Africa at the moment. By the way, I have a little bobble-headed spaceship there as well, which I think is a... I think it's... oh, what's the name of that ship? The... God, I can't remember. It's been so long since I've played Elite Dangerous. But let's zoom a bit faster towards this, because these are like beacons, I think, which gives you like information about the Earth. Probably in the future. Yeah, one day maybe we'll better land on that. I do hope so. Let's go a little bit faster. Right, again, we slow down. We don't want to go too fast. Got to keep it nice and stable. And then we should be able to just come out of Super Cruise here. And then we can head towards this location. And I do believe this is a beacon. Oh, there's some ships here flying in. And these are cargo. These are passenger ships, by the way, which I would love to get. Right, we're going to slow right down, otherwise we'll smash into it. Whoopsie daisy! Almost went into it there. So let's go back round. Now, you see it's a sort of white square for items like yeah, it's given off a little signal. So if we... Oh, I did not mean to do that. I meant to put away that and scan it. Oh, where's my scanner? You know, I can't remember how to do this now. Analysis mode. I should be able to scan it, I think. No? I don't know. I've forgotten how to do it, to be honest. I think I'm choosing the wrong thing. Which one is it? Psychonex group, that's it. I think I'm on the wrong. I'm not on the scanning thing. I think it's already scanned it, to be honest. So what we're going to do now is if we go to the top. Where are we? See, I'm a little bit right. There should be some info in here about the new leadership. There, this is what was scanned in or something. Is that it? Right, yeah. However, the 23rd Century saw leadership and initiative in the environmental recovery program to restore the polluted and radiated regions of the planet was much more successful. Okay, so these are like little information things about this system, about our planet, blah, 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 blah. Right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the nearest station to where we are at the moment, which is... Right, let's see. Maybe Abraham Lincoln. Okay, we're going to lock that in. So if we look at our system map here, you know, we are at our Earth system here. Now, these we can sort of zoom in, look, but obviously those are ones that we can land on, but the ones that we can't land on, we can't zoom in on. So we're locked in on this one, so we're going to go to that space station. We've got to line up our blue dot there with a little crosshair. Head towards that.
Cannot comply.
Get rid of our stuff so that we can recharge. Make sure we're on full power. And we're going to land at a station and we're going to sell these goods and hope you make a profit. And again, I like to have it like that. I'm funny like that. I like to have it sort of straight up and down. Now, don't forget, when we get to about 10 seconds, we want to immediately start slowing down. Otherwise, we're going to fly straight past. So let's slow it right down so that we keep that nice and stable, that number. See, 8, around about 7 or 8, you're okay. If you go below that, then you'll probably fly past. And it won't be. It can slow down only at a certain pace. So if you can't slow down fast enough, it will fly straight past. And I think you can get a slingshot effect as well if you get close to it. Right, we can now press the disengage button, which will disengage this, and there we are now. Because we were sort of facing the planet, it should be in front of us. But I'm going to do this manually, of course.
Romeo Alpha Yankee. We're happy to have you, Commander. Priority access will be
And we're less than 7.5 kilometers now. So we can go to contacts, go to request docking. Landing pad 11, please. So we're doing this manually now. Now, we're going to be scanned probably. All right. So So hopefully they will allow us in, but we might have to pay a fine. So they'll probably fine us as we're going in. Now you can avoid it by going in so fast that they can't scan you. But of course we could smash into the back of the space
1,000
station.
meters from touchdown.
So we're going to turn, we're going to line up like this. We got to go into this green side, so don't forget that. We're going to slow right down to 100 meters per second. If you go any faster than that, you will get a speeding fine. So we've got to try and keep to the rotation. Go through this slot, keeping our rotation. And it's number 11 there, which is on our right. So if we slow right down here. Actually going in reverse. We can actually... Got to move out of the way of the tunnel, of course. It's actually on our right here. So we can go out and then I can rotate around like so. Sort of point roughly towards it. And you could sort of point down. And then we're just going to go very slow. And then we're going to put our landing gear down this time. And then we're going to... I tend to pull down so far. And then when that 11 actually disappears... That's near enough when we're in the right spot. It's almost disappeared. Right, and then I'm going to gradually come down. Stay kind of central if you can. So I'm going to rotate a little bit and just get sort of central-ish. Again, sort of. Whoops. Right, so we've got to move to the left a little bit. Like that. And we can just go forward a little bit. Now you can sort of... I tend to pull myself up a little bit. And then when it gets into the middle, we stop. Like so. And then I'm going to go into this mode. Okay. Do that, and then we're going to... There's wonderful things you can do with this game. And you saw it last time, but I'm going to show it again. As long as I don't accidentally touch a control or do something stupid, we can watch ourselves coming down here. Ready? So I'm going to click. Right. Now, we just got to pull down. You can see our thrusters are firing there. We've got sort of auto thrusters so that we're trying to stabilise us as we're dropping. There we go. We kind of drop and it just gently bring us down like that.
Operation complete. Securing ship. Good to have you, Commander.
Thank you. And then I can refuel if I need to, or restock or whatever. I'm going to go to station starport services. I don't have to go down into the hangar if I don't want to. Right, now I'll have to pay a fine now. So I'm going to go to the contacts. Because I'm blocked, I can't do certain things because I owe a fine. So I'm going to go to the contact here and I'm going to pay my fine. Okay. Oh, what's this? Crimes against Mother Goat detected on ship. You are being processed. Oh, I'm being processed. Oh dear, I've been a naughty boy. What happened there? Our authorities can bail you out of detention centres and clean all your criminal record. So I've got to pay this fine. So it looks like I've got to pay this fine. I have never had this before. It's not going to cost me 24 million. I think it's just going to cost me 1,400, something like that. So I've been in detention. And this is new. I haven't heard of this before. So I didn't expect this to happen. I hope I still got my 24 million. Yes. So it was just paying the fine. Well, I didn't know we did that. I did not know that. Well, there's a surprise. Didn't know they had that. What was that there on the end? Wow. I pay that fine yet? No, I can only pay that fine if I'm in the place where that, obviously that thing was. So there's no outstanding fines now. So yeah, I actually get put in detention. I did not know that. Yeah, so you got to go back to the place where that happened. So now I should be able to go there, and now I paid off my fine. Must admit, that's new. Right. I can refuel, repair. Detention facility. Am I in a detention facility then? Apparently I don't owe anything on that. I don't owe anything on that, so can I still not trade? Oh, obviously I've been a naughty boy and I can't trade here. Oh dear. Well, I didn't know that was going to happen. So that's something they've obviously put into the game. And I can't pay it off apparently. Can I talk to one of the contacts and pay it off? I mean, come on. Maybe I can, I mean, obviously not. I've been a very naughty boy and I'm very sorry about that. What can I say? So that's something I didn't know, that you're in detention, and now I've got no access to the authorities. I'll have to go to another one. Now I've paid the fine, hopefully I should be okay. I'm going to launch. So
Takeoff confirmed.
I'm going to leave the facility.
Departure.
Let's get the hell out of here then. Let's take my landing gear off. Where did I land? I thought I landed on a... So I've been taken to a different place, by the look of it. Into a detention area. So this is not where we landed. That's kind of frightening. So I did not expect that. Where are we, for goodness sake? Wow, I did not know I was here. Goodness me. Well, there's a surprise. I hope it hasn't took me miles away from my intended... Oops. Let me do Sol. So we're gonna go to there, we're gonna... So yeah, I didn't expect this at all. So this is obviously new. It's been a little while since I played this game, obviously. So let's try and let's go back to this one. So let's do an auto route to there. So that kind of caught me by surprise.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, we're now out of mass lock, so we got to go back to Seoul. So yeah, I didn't realise I was going to get bung there. It's a surprise. That was kind of a nice surprise, because
4,
that's great fun.
2, 1, engage.
Sent to a penal colony. I mean, what fun that was. Where is it? Where's the comms one? Oh, watch out, we don't slam into the sun, of course. Don't want that mistake again. Right, where are we going? Right, we're heading to... Did I not? I don't think I actually picked the station. I think I just... Oh, I did pick the station. It's near Mars High. I can't believe it's in Mars High. Why have I picked Mars High? I'm sorry, but this could be a bug. Oh, it's called Mars High. Oh, I see, I'm on the wrong one. I wanted that one. I forgot Mars has been it's been reconstituted. It's been terraformed in the future. So I kind of stepped that for Earth. Sorry about that. Now, don't forget, 10 seconds, we have to slow down rapidly. So this is Abraham Lincoln. This is the American station, which is going around our planet. And there are 4 altogether. 1 for each sort of major race, like Asia, America. Have they got no UK? Russia and... what's the other one? I ain't got a clue. There's 1 for each faction. Right, we've got to slow down here. Now, it says slow down because we're, going past something which is very close. So it kind of tries to warn us that we're a bit close to something below us. I don't know if I can go through the wedding, says that guy there. Now, and this is like an NPC, because we're on solo play. Alright, we've got to slow down. Whoa, I think we may have overshot again. Oh, no, we might just make it. No, we're okay. We just scraped in there. We almost got pulled past it. So we just got away with it, but it's got to be in the blue zone. Once you go outside that blue zone, the auto assist will not slow down in time. So there's Earth. There's some signals detected. I usually like to, go on this outside. Now, Abraham Lincoln is, as you can see, it's that small dot. Now, if we take away the orbit lines, we will see that as a small dot. So, what I will do is, let's take off those orbit lines, because, see, if we approach from the planet side, that is where the entrance is, okay? But let's turn off the orbit lines. Where are we? I think it's here. Okay, move across orbit lines. Right, there's the orbit lines off. Okay, so we're not going to get any assistance from the orbit lines. So we're doing this as though we were doing it in real life. Of course, I've got my own ship. In real life, I just got outside actually. It looks like we've already scanned the planet Earth. But yeah, I wish I knew what the button was for scanning. I haven't got a hotbarred it or anything. So I'm not sure what that button is anymore. So it may be a button that I don't know about yet. So not quite sure how to do that. A button is all to do with target. Don't let's get too close here, for I'll try to pull us in. And of course, unless you don't believe there are, the Earth is round. Yeah, there is a mode where we can fire probes at it, just like Mass Effect. So, yeah, but if you approach from the planet side out inwards, look. So we've got to get the Earth behind us, and then we should be heading directly for the slot on the station. And as you can see, we're sort of pointing away from the station at the moment, if you look at the little graphic on the left there. So we're kind of pointing away. So I'm going to go a little bit quicker, but not too fast. So I'm going to go a little bit closer to the Earth, and slowly, as we swing around, we'll be more facing the planet. And the rotation, the thing will... Now, here's the Earth here, so we've got to get the Earth sort of directly behind us almost. So I'm very slowly going to whip round. Like that, maybe. And gradually, the station will gradually turn so that we're facing the front end of it. Okay? I'm still not happy that we're facing the front, so I'm going to go a little bit more, and then we're going to press disengage before it's too late. So at least we'll be able to see the entrance there, but it's not perfect. Okay, we're going to do this manually again.
Lakon, Romeo Alpha Yankee. We're happy to have you, Commander. Priority access will
Thank
be
you.
granted upon request.
I hope you'll let me trade this time. After the confusion of the last one, I'm going to request docking.
Okay, Commander. You are go.
And green means we're okay. We haven't been a naughty boy anymore. We paid our fine, so we should now be able to trade. So I'm going to thrust forward a little bit. Now the best way to approach this is to put it on auto docking. Of course it will beautifully align itself, but I've got to do all this manually. So we're going to come in manually, and then we're going to try and sell all these goods. Because now we should be able to. Got sent to detention there. I was not expecting that. Now we're going at 137 miles per hour here, so we're going a little bit fast. So we're being scanned. Now we're not illegal anymore. So we're going to be under 100 meters per second, obviously. So you see that little red area in the distance? That's a circle. If you keep that directly in the middle of the slot,
Detected.
and then we head towards the left-hand side, and we slow down a bit because we're going a little bit fast here. Keep rotating with the station, and we've got to go to landing pad 18, which is, let me see, where's landing pad 18? It's there. So we rotate around, we've got to go, so this is all manual, so I've got to do this by hand. Now I'm going to put my, as soon as you put your landing gear on, it slows you down a little bit, because of the drag obviously, because there's an atmosphere in here.
Landing
So
gear
we're going to
deployed.
aim down towards there. Beautiful bit of flying, if I don't mind say so. We've got our landing gear down, we've got our little blue light up. We're coming in a little bit hot, so we're going to slow down just a tad. And I won't go into that outside camera this time. There we go. We're coming in beautifully here. Yeah, it's going to start slowing down now. We're going to line ourselves up nice like this. We're going to pull up a bit, because obviously you don't want to be tipping towards it. Just move slightly to our right, look. Maybe just to back a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to tip a little bit, and then we just pull ourselves down. Now, if we're sort of at an angle, it might pull us back a little bit, so I might pull myself up just a shade. And we're going to just nice and gently come down. If that orange bar meets that yellow bar there, we'll be thrusting too fast and we'll actually take some damage. Now we can refuel for 61.
Welcome to the station.
Restock his fuel, and we've not been in any problems. We're going to switch to the hangar. So that other people can land at this one if they want to. And we're going to be parked on the side here. So this is like a circle inside, and we're going to park on this particular one. Other ones can go to different ones. Going to go to Starport Service, and hopefully now we can sell our goods. Now that we've paid off our fine and been to detention. I did enjoy that. Right, we're going to go to Commodities Market. Now hopefully we're making a profit. Now if we haven't made a profit, I should be very sad. So we're going to go down, and hopefully we can sell our goods. Which is gold. Now, are we making a profit? I think it was 360,000 when I bought it, so we are actually making a profit here. So if I click on that, we are making £60,000 profit. So there we go. So this is, so I could have actually filled it right at the top. I'm going to sell it, and now we've made a little bit of money. Okay, now I could sell palladium, so there's another 13,000 as well. So we're going to sell that, and then we could go over here and we can buy stuff if we want. They're only trading a couple of things at the moment, and that's this too, because you know this is a crummy little place, so we can't go a lot. So I think that will do. I won't bother with a mission. The universal cartographics, that data that we had to be 20 light years or more away. Well, we are 20 light years away. So now these things that and these are the ones close to us on one of our jumps that we discovered. So we can't sell that, but we can sell these. So we can sell that whole page, and we actually get paid for doing that, 131,000. So this is another way that you make some money. It's by selling data. And the more you scan, the more money you'll get, and the higher your level, the more you'll get. Okay, and I'll tell you what, let's get ourselves a crew member. Let's buy somebody really cheap. Let's buy this person, Alfonso Norman. Oh, I don't know if I like Alfonso Norman. What about Everett Coffrey? I spent years flying a heavy freighter Lacon type. I don't like Lacons. You come from mining. So I'm going to have this guy. I'm going to hire you, sir. Now he's going to cost me that amount to hire. And we're going to stick Mr. Alfonso in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to outfitting. See if I can do a little ship. Now, I've got an achievement there. Come work for me. I hired a crew member. Now, if I look at my optional internal modules, I don't think I have. Now, I could get rid of my docking computer. And let's see. What can I get rid of? Is that the only cargo I can carry? Goodness me, this is... Oh no, I've got 64 there, yeah. Right, I'm going to get rid of this cargo unit here. I'm going to sell this. Now I've got an empty compartment. I'm going to browse the shop. And we're going to see if we can do a planetary vehicle thingy. So... Now that one's going to cost that much and that one. So we'll just do one. I think that's just one hangar, isn't it? So we'll do that. We're going to buy that. Okay, and then in here we're going to put a craft, and we're only allowed this. Oh, we're only allowed a SRV. Right, that's because I did. Right, I got a mistake there. We're going to sell that. I didn't realise that was a... you know, I wanted the... See, I told you I'm a nutcase. We want a... It may be that that's not big enough to be able to hire a ship. Yeah, I don't think that's big enough, so I may have to do get rid of something a bit bigger. So what I might have to do is, say, get rid of that one. Yeah, if I get rid of that one a minute, sell that. So if I've got anything in there, tough. And see if I can, I want to see if I can put a planetary fighter in there. Now it could be they don't sell them here. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, it doesn't look as though they do. What a shame. Oh, look, hull reinforcement. I'll tell you what, let's do a fuel scoop. Now, I usually go for the best, because, you know, I'm a bit of a nutcase like that. And we're going to go for that one, and I'm going to purchase that. Now we have a fuel scoop. Now, we could buy back our... In fact, let's buy back our old one. Our cargo rack. Right. Not sure what this is. Oh, that's that rubbish. So anyway, so we can't put him in the ship, but he's our co-pilot. I wonder if he's sitting next door. No, I think he's in the lower section. Let's have a little look, see if he's in the lower section. I got a feeling they haven't actually enabled that. You know, you can see other pilots. You know, you can see pilots that you've. I think that may come when you get the first-person bit. So we're gonna have a little look around our ship and just see. I don't think they are enabled yet. No, so we've got him, but he doesn't exist as like a character in the game yet. But probably when we get that first-person mode, we will. So that's a shame, because I want to show you the fighters things. But I'll tell you what we will do is to show you that fighter sequence. Let's go to, where are we? Where is where I look at all the... Gotta find it now. Where is it where we look at the thingy? Go on, I'm out of practice. Oh yeah, these are the things we've done recently. So we're going to look at finance and all that kind of stuff. Where's the thing where we look at the... Ah, there it is. Right, let's look at the training. Look at the ship... where are we? The ship launch vehicles. Let's have a look at this. This is fun. So if you get a ship... So you've got to be at a station which sells them, of course, because they don't all sell them. So this is going to do a little tutorial showing us about these fighter. If you've got storage for a fighter...
I've set up a meeting, Commander. We're going to be exchanging some valuable cargo. Our contact should be dropping in any minute now, but listen, be on the lookout for anything strange. I can't say I fully trust who we're dealing with here, and this is a critical mission.
There is a strange light there.
Wait a second, something's not right. I wasn't expecting to see a Viper. They're deploying hardpoints. Looks like we're being ambushed.
Oh dear.
This keelback won't be able to hold them off. You're gonna need to deploy the fighter to take them down. Open up the roll switch panel, select the Condor, and deploy it. This will engage the telepresence link to the
right,
fighter.
Right. We're going to switch to this, and we're going to switch to our fighter here.
Hurry, Commander.
Okay, and we're going to deploy it. Now, we're going to switch to this fighter, and this is one of the cool things about this game, is you can do stuff like this. Mooring, our ship is under attack, so we've got to try and defend it.
Great.
Right,
Fighter
off we
is
go.
successfully deployed. You're going to need to do your best to
Right.
protect the mothership, Commander. We can't afford to lose this cargo.
Now, we've got to try. We don't want to lose our ship, of course. We mustn't smash into it either. That'd be a bad idea. Right, there he is. Right, we're going to arm our weapons, and we're going to start firing at it. Now, these are manual weapons, so we've got to aim this manually, of course.
Shields offline.
That's because my ship is also firing at it. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? So my ship is also firing at it as well. Let me slow down a bit because I think I'm going a bit too bad. These are manual weapons, so you know I've got to try and hit that point there. So these are not automatic lock-on weapons, so we do this bit manually. So we've got to aim for that circle. So it was a little bit tricky. Not used to this kind of mode. I usually always pick auto. Not very. It's
Target shields offline.
yeah, it's a bit tricky in this mode, isn't it? God, I'm not very good at this. So I may lose a ship here. Oh, I nearly hit my ship there. Not really, you know, we've got a very light background there, so it's not easy. I'm not doing a very good job, but I didn't expect to be getting manual. Now I'm going to switch it to weapons so that I can fire for longer.
Target shields online.
Wow, I did not expect to be getting
Shields offline.
manual weapons. Oh, this is tricky. Right, it's overheated, so we just got to wait for it to cool down. God, this is not easy with manual weapons. Not used to firing these things.
Target shields online.
Have I got no better weapons than this? I mean, come on. Could have given me better ones than this. Smash into your ship.
Target shields.
I'm actually hitting it, I mean. I think I'm doing a very good job. Right, finally!
Well, that was a close call. I guess this time around I owe you one. You've come a long way from that
Yeah, I didn't do a very good job
pirate I
there.
pulled out of an asteroid field. It's good to know I can call on you when things get dangerous. See you around, Commander.
Thank you. Can I fly back into the ship? That would be nice. Is it going to give us... Oh, it's not going to give us the option. I thought I was going to be able to fly back in. Oh, come on. Really? Not what I was expecting. I thought I'd be able to fly... Because you can fly back in again. Which is... It does like a tunnel. That was highly disappointing. Wait a minute. I was expecting a bit better now. Now there is, of course, challenge scenarios. Now these are a bit more. See, use a gimbaled weapons to deliver upward attack. Now these are progressively more difficult, by the way. So this is like elite status. So these are going to be really, really hard. Now, I've done all of them up to about there, I think. Maybe that one. Okay, so if we click on that. You'll see to complete this mission, you destroy all the waves. Yeah, you get wave upon wave of missions. So I'm going to go to say skirmish. And show you all the different things that you can do in this game. These are all tutorials which will help you play this game. So just want to think you're going to get into a bit of combat, and you will at some point, because sometimes somebody was going to attack you and pull you out of Super Cruise, and you have to fight. So we're going to lock in on this target here, and we're going to destroy this ship. Okay, he's lawless, so he's a naughty boy. So we're going to move towards our target, and we're going to destroy 2 hostile ships here. Now, they are not hostile at the moment. I think we're going out of range, actually. Right, there we go. So we got to destroy them. There we go, and the shields will be coming down in a minute.
Under attack.
Now I'm going a little bit fast there, so if you stay in the blue zone, you can maneuver a lot quicker, a lot better. You could actually sort of, he's quite maneuverable, this ship, so we're having a little bit of a job. Got to try and get these shields down. It will lock on these weapons, so this will make it a little bit easier. So there's the one with the little asterisks around it is our target. So we've got a couple of ships fighting us here, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. In fact, we've got 3 of them. Doesn't make it easy, does it? See how we get on. It's been a while since I've done these tutorial things, and maybe they've made them a little bit more difficult.
Taking damage. Shields
Oh, my
offline.
shields are offline. That's not good. Now what I can do is put a little bit into weapons. Oh, I'm in a little bit of trouble here. I should be using multi-cannons, really. But he's very manoeuvrable, and I've got a job to actually stick on him at the moment. So I'm in a bit of danger here, and I'm trying to get my shields. See, I can put more into the system shields. But yeah, I'm not doing too well. They've obviously made this harder since the last time I played. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky. I'll probably die here. Come on! He's very manoeuvrable, whatever he is. He's an eagle. Oh, of course, eagles are very manoeuvrable. So I'm really struggling here to actually get on the tail of this guy. Jeez. Let me go for this guy instead. Right, my shields are back online, thank goodness.
Under attack.
So I'm going to make myself less manoeuvrable, but there's more into my weapons. Let's do next target. Where are we?
Shields offline.
Oops! Did I just take my shields offline?
Breach attack. Taking internal damage.
Oh no!
Canopy integrity at 50%.
I think I just took my shields off. That was kind of stupid. How did I do that? Hang on. I think I'm going to blow myself up here. I accidentally took my shields off. How did I do that?
Hull integrity critical.
Help! Oh dear, I kind of messed that up. I don't know what I did, but I turned my shields off. So I don't know how that happened. I think I accidentally turned them off. I think it's because I had nothing in my systems. So I could probably die here, but I'm definitely going to die here.
Eject.
Yep, I'm a deader. But this is a training exercise, so I don't lose my ship. So we're going to retry that. Yeah, I very stupidly put everything into the nothing into systems, so that turned off my. Yeah, that was kind of dumb. So I am going to put more into systems and weapons, so that we can do a bit of damage to this guy. I've got to be within sort of range. Before I can actually fire at him. Slow down a bit. Yeah, he's tricky to get this. I think I'm within range. I'm not quite sure. Let's get our stuff online. Okay, right, let's go.
Under attack.
Right, let's try and get them a bit quicker this time. Cool, they've made this a bit harder. Last time I did this first mission was really easy. But they've obviously beefed this up a little bit. And I'm struggling here.
Target shields.
Let's get shields down, I should be okay. Right, okay, now he's offline. Now we can start using our other weapon. Where are we? Whoops.
Target destroyed.
Right, that's one down. Good. Next target, please. And there is a button for doing next target, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's... oh yeah, these are pretty maneuverable, these things. Ooh, come on. So, these are going to cause us a little bit of a problem because they're high maneuverability. More maneuverable than we are.
Taking damage.
So I may have to...
Offline.
kind of do a different tack here, but of course I'm struggling to keep up with him because this ship is a bit more sluggish than the other one. I'm really struggling here. I might have to put more into my maneuverability here so that I can get this guy, because I am struggling at the moment to stay within range of him. Shields down. Our shields are coming up slowly. Very slowly. Come on, come on, come on. We're down to 78%, so we've got to be a little bit careful now.
Target shields offline.
Right, target shields are offline. Let's get this guy, let's get the multi-cannons on going. Right, we're getting there, we're getting there. I think we nearly got him.
Shields online.
Right, my shields are online, good. Yeah, it made this a little bit tougher, I must admit. I'm having a job to... He's so maneuverable, this guy, so let me try and sort of come around like this. Now you can sort of just reverse almost and... Oh god, he's too maneuverable. He's well, I'm really struggling to keep up with this guy. I'm going to try and roll about a bit.
Shields offline.
Oh, my shields are offline. Oh heck.
Target
Jeez, I am struggling with this guy. Really struggling to kind of get him in my sights. He's so maneuverable. Come on! I'm going to put a little bit more into... Oh, I cannot get round to him. I cannot get this guy. Oh my goodness. Really struggling here to...
warning. Hull breach
Goodness
attack.
gracious.
Taking internal damage.
Yeah, I know, but I'm struggling to get this in front of me. He is just so fast. I'm going to have to boost this up, but I want to keep it on my systems. So I'm losing maneuverability because I'm piling more into the other ones. But I'm really struggling here. This is a long time since I've done this. He's way too maneuverable for me. Have I got any other weapons? I haven't got any other weapons. Damn. Have I got no other choices of weapons? Goodness me, because I could do with some other choices, really.
Shields online.
Oh, goodness me, I just cannot get this guy because he's way too manoeuvrable for me. And I obviously got a sluggish ship because he's just outrunning me the whole time. I cannot keep up with him. I don't get a chance to even get a shot in, really. Fast as I'm turning, he's turning faster. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, he's just, yeah, I just cannot get him at all
Under
here.
attack. Taking damage. Shields offline.
Oh my goodness. I am in real trouble here.
Integrity
I'm gonna have to boost away for a minute and then try and just keep out of his range. I'm really struggling. Let me put some more into my engine a minute. Oh jeez. They have made this game a lot harder. This was so easy for me when I first played this game. They have really jacked up the difficulty by a long way. Never had this trouble before. I went through all these like nobody's business before. And I know you don't believe me. I cannot even get... He just whizzes past me before I can even get him into my sights. So
under attack.
this is ridiculous.
Module malfunction.
Oh my god.
Shields online.
This is ridiculous. I cannot believe this. But he's just outmaneuvering me the whole time. I'm going to slow right down so that I'm practically stopped and maybe go backwards.
Taking damage.
Let's
Shields
see if that will
offline.
do it, because I might be able to do it from like this. Nope. Wow. They've made this really hard. Jeez. They have really upped the ante on this. Because, I mean, that isn't supposed to be the easy one. I can't believe they've upped the antes. You and your wingmen face off against a Cobra Mark III in this advanced combat thing. I think I want this one to be easier. Goodness me. That is tough considering how it used to be, but I was a bit sluggish sort of getting used to the controls and things, but by Jove, that is much harder than it used to be. Oh, we're in an asteroid field this time. Oh, great. Still got some more. Right, I'm going to put a bit more into weapons. Yeah, a bit more into weapons, but I'm going to keep a little bit into systems. Right. He's somewhere there. We're going to get on him here. Now, we've got 2 wingmen as well, so this should be a bit easier this time. Now, we've got to watch him get hit the other ship, of course. But we've got a couple of wingmen, so this one's to be a bit easier. I think it used to be 1 or 2 ships before, so they made that one a little bit harder, you know? Now you've got to sort of set weapons, so...
Target shields offline.
Alright, these are offline. It's going to be a lot easier because we've got people helping us as well. God, never had trouble with these trading missions before, but this is a... Yeah, we've only got multi-cannons this time. We haven't got any lasers to bring down his shields, so it's going to take a little bit longer to bring down his shields. I can't remember whether it's pulling down on the joystick or pulling up, which means you can sort of narrow that distance quicker or turn quicker. I cannot remember quite which. But you can actually go into reverse and just keep shooting it, but of course he's still going to shoot at you. Now, is that making it quicker? Or yeah, I think it's quicker if you push up with my right stick. It should. Yeah, we're actually in an asteroid field here, which is great because they are like a real asteroid field where tons and tons of little stones and things.
Target
Quite like a Cobra Mark III. They're one of my favourite ships actually. They're small, they don't carry too much cargo, but very good nimble little craft, multi sort of purpose craft. I thought this would be a bit more exciting to do stuff like this. A little bit of combat stuff, show how my ineptitude. I think it's reloading now, aren't they?
under attack.
Yeah, I do like a Cobra Mark 3. And they've got a Cobra Mark 4 now, which is excellent. And the more you put into weapons, obviously, the longer you can fire.
Dropped.
But we're going to get this guy soon. He's down 2%.
Target shields online. Target destroyed.
There we go. So that was a lot simpler. Those other ones were very manoeuvrable compared to the ship that I've got. There's also a sort of arcade mode where let's try well, we've got docking SRV practice, incursion, which is this time picture against 3 eagles are fast and manoeuvrable. I did that one, didn't I? Let's try this one. Picture against 3 eagles are fast and outnumber you, but you need to have to manage my advanced weapon. Let's try this one. So just to have a little bit of action this time. For some reason though, it's still saying in here. So yeah, the broadcast bar has not come up, so I can't say how long I've been on. But we've got some wingmen again, so that makes it a little bit easier. Right, now these are these manoeuvrable ones again. So we've got to get the thing in front, and you've got to pull in like that and pick our target. Right, now he's a lot heavier ship this time. He's called the Big Score, and he's a big ship. Now he's lawless. We're locking in our target. We've got seeker missiles this time. So we're going to try and first of all bring down his shields.
Under attack.
That's our first thing. So once we get his shields off, we've got our overload on that now. I'm going to put a bit more power into my weapons so they don't overload quite so fast. So we have a big ship followed by flanked by 2 lesser ships, I think. But I think this is the sort of biggest one. Right, his shields are down. Big Score, I think this is the main ship, and then the other 2 are helping. But we can get this guy. Right, we can fire off our missiles now. Once they've locked in. Right, I've just got to wait for that one to reload. There we go. And as long as we're locked in like this, we can fire these guys off. Down to 60%.
Target shields online.
Right, we've got an overload there, so this guy's got the most weapons, I think.
Target shields offline.
Ooh, we got a little bit closer. Now I could go for our the fighters there as well, but I'm going to concentrate on this guy for a minute. This bigger guy. Right, we're locked on with our missiles, so we can fire our missiles off now. We'll try and bring this guy down. Right, locked in now, so we can fire the missile off. Now, there's no point using these missiles. I'll tell you what, let's switch to one of the other ones. Let's switch to our next target. Which is, hang on, next hostile target. Let's go for next hostile target. Right, let's go for this other one here, these smaller ones.
Target shields offline.
Let's try and get these out of the way, because these are going to do us damage. Right, once it's locked on, it goes blip, 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 and then it'll lock on. But it'll only lock on when you're actually facing it. So you've got to... Right, that's one down. Let's switch to the next hostile target. This one, we're going to bring this one down. Oh no, this is the Big Score, so we're going to go to the next one.
Shields
Oh, my
offline.
shields are offline, so let's give that a boost.
Warning, hull breach attack. Taking internal damage.
Right, I'm going to blast my way out of here a second. Trying to avoid that missile.
Under attack.
Oh, what's happening? I'm kind of stuck. Oh, my engines have been disabled. Oh, heck. Oh dear, I think I can, hang on, hang on. I think I can repair them. Oh no! Oh dear, I'm in big trouble because,
Module malfunction.
it's
Eject.
blown out my
Eject.
engines.
Eject. Eject. Eject.
Wow, eject, eject, eject. Shall I try that one again? Let's have a look, see what other ones there are. God, jeez. These are way tougher. They used to be so, well, not easy, but they used to be pretty easy. Wow, they've really upped the ante on this game. Yeah, let's try it. Okay, I think I'll quit on that one. Right. Now, this arena one, this is another mode we can do, which is like you taking on other people. And yeah, you get points. And this is called CQC, which is, I can't remember what CQC is, but so it's like a deathmatch thing. Capture the flag, you name it. So this is like another thing. So you can complete in a teams of 2 or 4 to player. Now I'm useless at this. I'm absolutely useless. So I'm in a Condor, and I can like select which one it is. So I can select, say, a Sidewinder, a Condor, or whatever. Now, because I've only done this a certain amount of times, so I can get beam laders and a hink thing. I can do a chaff launcher, or I can do that and a chaff launcher. I'm going to go for a tracking pulse laser, and no, I'm going to go for beam lasers and heatsink launchers, I think. Or can I edit that? I might change that one to... Oh, I can't change that one. So I will not last long. So I might actually go for pulse ones. Right, and then it looks for a match, and then... So we can also do this. So we're flying around space stations and things as well. So, and I don't think many people play this. It's kind of lost its flavour, this particular mode, that when they added this to the game, so I may not even find a match. Alexa, stop! Alexa, stop listening! Yeah, I don't think this is very popular, so I may not actually find anybody on this. So I'm going to forget that, because not many people seem to play that anymore. So I think, I'm not sure how long I've been going, but yeah, you can go into open play and do private commanders and all that kind of stuff. We very quickly do something in here. Let's go to, say, the next planet in our system. Jeez, they've upped the ante here. So I'm going to go to the system menu. So I know all the shortcuts, so I don't need to... I sort of get used to the shortcuts after a while. So we are here at the moment. So let's go to, let's say, assess Mars. Let's go to Mars next. Let's see how much Mars has changed. Should I go into auto? I might do an auto dock thing this time. So maybe I will go to, say, let me do the dethrottle thing. Super Cruise auto throttle, and let's go to auto dock. So we'll do that for next time. Let's do something a little bit different, but we're going to manually take off. Head upwards a little bit, go forward, just to give yourself a little bit of thrust so you don't hit anything above. And then we're going to get rid of our landing gear, rotate, and we will, because there's an atmosphere, we will stay in that rotation. But outside of this station, everything is spinning. Although in reality, we are spinning and everything else outside is stationary. But because we're inside the station, we appear to be stationary. It's a bit like when we're on this planet Earth and we think, oh, well, we're not moving. I can't feel any movement, therefore it must be a flat Earth. Of course, gotta watch we don't hit the other ships. So we'll get a fine. And also, if we go too fast, we'll get a fine. And also, there's advertising or advertisement things as they go in as well.
Warning, you have entered this station without permission, Commander. Turn back now.
Oh, did I forget to ask for? Oh, I forgot to ask permission to leave. Sorry. Did I just do something naughty there?
Steady traffic in this area, Commander. Be vigilant.
Oh no, I think we got away with it. No, I think we got away with it. Now we're going to boost here through here. Because we can sort of go through here as well. We can sort of, avoid the old space station. And this thing is gigantic, by the way. So we kind of sort of fly that way. So look, if I go into this mode here where we can, look at the old thing, we can look at it, we can sort of see all this as we're flying by. And yeah, if we're right next to the thing, we are going to look tiny against it. So we're going to head towards our new terraformed Mars. We're too close at the moment, we're mass locked. Now we're not mass locked, so now we can go straight for it. So let's look at our terraformed Mars. Now if you try to ram into planet Mars, it will pull you out of Super Cruise, and some people have tried to sort of keep boosted and smash into Mars, but of course, you fall apart before you get too close. But yeah, let's go towards Mars here. Try and get on the light side so we can see a bit of detail. But it has all been terraformed. It looks like a beautiful Earth 2 now. You never know, this might not happen. This is your captain. Due to some unforeseen delays, we will be arriving at our next destination later in his bed. There you are. Somebody who's cruising in the area. He's in a cruise ship. And there's just little chatter that's going on in the background. I do believe you can play music or something, can you, on this? I don't know, somewhere you're supposed to be able to do it. Do you know, I can't remember how you get into... Oh, there. So they say. In fact, you can go into one of these tutorial... Well, not tutorial, like the Codex, and it can read stuff to you while you're travelling. It's really nice. Right, we're going to slow down a bit now, because we're obviously getting very close. Now we've got to slow down now. Alright, we're okay, we can speed back up. Now I am travelling it sort of faster than normal speed, and I am doing it manually, so it makes this a bit more risky. Now what is that other thing there? That is Europa Ice Geyser. So there's a Europa up in the distance there. This is your captain. Due to some unforeseen delays, we will be arriving at our next station later in the show. So these are just other traffic going by, AI traffic. Got a little bit quicker. But yeah, if I put it on, say, the default setting, which is that, then we won't go quite so fast. But I do quite like going at full pelt. I don't like to keep people hanging about. So we got a little bit to go on, a bit of everything, a little bit of training. Oh, we've got to slow down fast. Fast. Yes. You've got to do it before 7 seconds, otherwise you will not make it. And yeah, it's going to slow right down. See, it's nice and consistent 7 seconds, so we're going fine. And then we get, see all these objects in this area. Amazing, isn't it? All these planets in our system and moons going around them. Here comes Mars. Right, we better start slowing down, haven't we? We're kind of slamming into Mars here. There's Mars High, there's a station that we could head for. We're coming in a little bit hot here. So we may start slowing down a bit now. So here's our new terraform Mars. Look, it's looking beautiful, isn't it? It's looking beautiful these days. One day we'll be able to land on that in Elite Dangerous, and when that day happens, I will show you. But it probably won't be for another couple of years or 3. There we go. So yeah, these little things here, these are like little messages on these little things. There's a little extraction site there where you can do a little bit of mining. There's Mars. And it's now got water on you now. Now you're all saying, hang on a minute, you were saying that this proves the Earth is round. Now you're showing me something which is... But this is in the future. And things are still round even in the future, of course. Or is it? Looks round to me. So anyway, there's Mars. Now, do you want me to see any others, or you know, you've given up on this there? But anyway, we can visit. I'll tell you what, let's go to Jupiter, because Jupiter, that's quite a sensational one to go to, isn't it? Jupiter, that's an awesome one. I think that'd be worth visiting. We're getting a bit close now, so see, look, we're getting slowed down by the planet here because it's gone red. Look, so we're a bit close. So we've got to be a bit careful. Make sure we pull away here. Now this is why we're not going very fast now. It's because we've been vastly slowed down by that planet because it's red. When it starts to go not red, it starts to get a little bit further away. Oh, there's an election thing. Something about an election going on. Right, now we're going to start. Now I'm going to put the speed up. And now our light speed is vastly shooting up there. So this is sublight speed. Which of course is possible in 20 years, isn't it? I don't think. What year is it anyway? In this timeline. Not sure how you find out. How do you find out? Let's have a look. Where's the comms panel? Let's have a look. Does it say on there what year it is? I've no idea. What year is it? Just out of interest. I mean, does it say what year it is? No? I've no idea what year it is, you know. They'll probably say when I get to the station. But yeah, it's year 2030 or 2040, something like that. Right, as I say, this game does take a while to get to places. This is the one drawback. And up there is an extraction site, so you can do a bit of extracting there, do a bit of mining. But we can't care about that lot. Right, here comes Jupiter. It's coming in rather hot here. Speeding up. So yeah, it'd be nice if we can do this in real life, wouldn't it? SpaceX, when are you going to start doing sublight speed? Get working on that if I was you. That's my tip. So we can scan any ships in the area, like there's one there. We can scan that. He's a master, but he's master one, that one. So he's a good one. We don't want to take that thing on. Right, it coming down to 10 seconds. Let's start slowing down. Let's keep it under 9 seconds. You know, it's got to be 7 or 8 seconds, and just keep a nice steady come in like this. And that looks like some kind of marker there. I know it's a ship. And what's that there? Oh, that's the white square there, or triangle, whichever you call it. That is the sort of it leaves a mark when it comes out of sublight speed. It sort of leaves a little mark there, like where it dropped out. It leaves a sort of energy signal, and that's what that white square is. As if you believe in all that rubbish. So it's one of the moons, and yeah, it's all like in real life. So you know, all the different sort of planets that are going around Jupiter and stuff. It's all here. This is all real life simulation, plus a little bit of gameplay. You know, dangerous gameplay as well. But yeah, here we are. It's beautiful Jupiter, looking rather nice. Slow right down here and have a little look at Jupiter, and of course that is modelled on the real thing. Of course, where's the great big red spot? Now we can fly through the ring here, and I want to show you what happens in No Man's. I'll tell you what, I'll do a comparison between this and oh, there's Perseverance, which is one of the things that's going around this planet. Of course, I'm going to crash and come into this asteroid belt, and you'll see how we get a sudden change when we get into this. we kind of went in a bit hot here. But as you can see, these are a real asteroid belt. So we're actually in an asteroid field. So this would be like how it would be in real life, of course. If we could fly that far in a spaceship, which of course is total nonsense. So don't tell me this ray is based on real physics. But it is kind of replicating mostly what, I mean, it's not exactly how it would be, but this is our sort of, a reconstruction by our game makers of what they think it would look like. But there is actually an asteroid field around it. That's what the rings are. But we can come in here, and if we had a mining tool, which we haven't, we better slow down before we collide with this thing, because it will actually smash into it if we're not careful. And I think we are going to smash into it. Because it takes a while to slow down, obviously. Right, and yeah, we can switch our lights on, of course. So we can, if it's on the dark side, like Darth Vader, is over here. Now we've got to be close enough before the lights will actually come into effect. But there you are, I'll be shining a little light on it now. There we go. And if we had a mining thing, well, maybe I'll do a little mining one day, although they've updated that recently. Now, of course, these are all rotating in real life. And of course, we can go into this outside camera again, right click, and we can show all this in full 3D. Which is rather cool. And we can also... Oh, we're getting scanned by somebody. This could be dodgy. And we can get all these different views again. And we can have a look at this, So, yeah, this is really cool stuff. And if we zoom in like this, these panels here, although we got oh, I kind of could have smashed into it. Whoops. I pressed the wrong button and nearly smashed into it there. That's kind of stupid. But yeah, we could mine this if we had a mining layer. Now, we could fire at it, of course. So we've got to go into the combat mode here. Now, have we got a... No, that's the wrong one. I can't remember which is combat one. Yeah. No, that's the wrong one. One of these is switch to the other. Hard points. Oh, no, hard point. Have we got no weapons on us? Have we honestly got no weapons? We must have weapons. Hang on, let's just check my weapons. Maybe it's reset them. Where's our fire? Yeah, it's we should have a pulse laser, beam laser. God, it looks like it's all been messed up, this thing. We won't do the beam one for a minute. We'll do... Yeah, we should be able to flick between these. I think we're in the wrong mode. Yeah, if they change the buttons on this, because I should be able to switch between my different weapons. And yeah, it's not doing it at the moment. Why is that? Looks like they've changed it. Because I should be able to flick through these. It says switch combat mode. There's analysis mode, which is not the right one. Now that is weird. So all we have is a point defense. Yeah, I'm kind of confused. It's almost like these, it looks like they've changed the buttons on this since the last time I played. And, because normally when you press this one, you get the different modes, your different hard points and things. Because at the moment, it's just got a point defense. So it doesn't seem to be working. So... I should be able to do sort of like a cannon there. So if I click onto that one, wonder why that's not working. So for some reason I'm not allowed to change to my different things for some reason. That's a bit odd. So it could be that my settings are wrong on the bit, so I should be able to fire a weapon here, and apparently it's not. Yeah, for some reason I'm unable to change my weapon. So it looks like they've changed the settings since the last time they've updated this game. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what has happened there. What a minor disappointment. Sorry, this has got suddenly boring all of a sudden. Right, let's get the hell out of here. I could pick on some innocent ship, by the way, just for a laugh, but I better not do that. So I think that would do. So I'll have to find out what's happened on that. If I go to the options, view the controls layout, primary fire, secondary fire. Where is... divert power to weapons? No. Strange. Yeah, I know my default controls are not normally that. I think they're either classic or custom. I can't remember. It looks like they've updated the game and all my settings are up the creek, because my weapons here should be there should be change. I should change to different. Yeah, they're not selected. Look, so it doesn't. It's not cycling the next fire group. So yeah, that's. It looks like they've changed it, and I've lost my normal ones. If I go to default ones now, what's it doing? Ah, right, now I think that might be that one. Right, okay, let's confirm that. Oh no, wait a minute. I didn't apply it. I want default, and I want to apply that. Press X. Okay, right. Now we should have the option to change. Eh? There we go. See, we should be able to change between... there we go. So now we should be able to change between the different things. I wonder what was going on there. That was kind of odd. So, yeah, they've changed all the things again. So, let me try that again. You can sort of fire at one of these things, but the only trouble is, because it's not a mining laser, you can't actually mine it. So, it sort of breaks off bits and pieces, and then you've got to like scoop them up into ship. But you can get these little modules where you can no, try not to ram into it. But you can get these little modules that automatically pick them up. Sort of little limpet things which will automatically pick it up. So yeah, they've obviously changed the settings again. So whoa, let me just slow down a bit here. Whoa. It's not slowing down quick enough, is it? Kind of might do us a bit of damage here. Right, so I can fire my lasers. Now it won't break off stuff because this is not a mining one, but yeah, we can shoot at this, and we can also fire a beam laser at it, but it won't break off bits because this is not a mining laser. Okay. So it's this one, is it, for fire groups? Okay, so I've got all different scenarios picked. So I've got, this is my normal one, which is the pulse laser. Now we've got to put more power into it. See, so now we can fire the pulse laser. See, the temperature goes up, so now we can fire this for a lot longer before it runs out. You see? Now if we put it on, see, we get a lot of fires, a lot of shots fired, but we'll lose out on our systems. Okay, so it's best to have a little bit in the system, a little bit into the thing. And now we've got to wait for it to recharge. We can also fire this one at it. Okay, and then what I do is, if I'm in trouble, I change to this one, and I can do some chaff. Now chaff releases some chaff, least I think. Oh, hang on, I got the wrong. Hasn't come up on. It's the
Incoming
one that's.
mission critical message.
What's that? Do you have anything of value? No, I haven't. So that's somebody who's going to try and attack me. Right, now we've got the chaff. So what I can do is, when I release that, it also releases a chaff, which is like bits of metal in, so that things cannot track us. So we can also throw chaff. So when we're firing it at something, we can do have chaff. Now, a high wake thing means it's when somebody supercharges out. We can actually lock on if we have a special instrument which will lock onto that high wake. We can follow where that pilot went and catch it. That's what high wake is. So there's all this technical stuff in this game which makes it a little bit hard to play because there's a lot of stuff in it. Okay, and we can go to that one, of course, mess around. So I think that will do, but there's a look at some of the cool stuff that you got on Elite Dangerous. Was all this stuff, it's all just like sort of, obviously we can't do this, but it would be nice if we could. We're mass locked, so we got to get away from it. Well, the planet's there, so we got to obviously pull in the opposite direction of that. It's a big planet, by the way. And then I think we'll get the hell out of here. Yeah. I think that would do. I think it's got boring now, isn't it? But now that I've done those controls. Now the only thing is, I won't have this. If I move slowly to the right, this always revolves. So I just change the settings so that when I move slowly to the right, it actually pans right as opposed to turns. Because I like that when I'm docking, so I'll just change that setting at another point. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that sort of partly enjoyable. I mean, I kind of messed that up, but the training missions have been given a real kick. I must admit, they are much harder than they used to be. I used to find those quite easy till about halfway, and then they started to get a bit more difficult. But wow, they're a lot more difficult now. So there's another little bit of Elite Dangerous. Hopefully that didn't drag on too long. And I'll see you all next time. So if you enjoyed that, obviously leave a like. And I'll see you later. Bye, everyone. I'll see you later.